Vishnu schist and the Zoroastrian granite. Those are about 1.7 to 1.6 billion years old. Billion with a B. Then, on the left side, there is a flat-lying sandstone that is right above the black rocks. Everyone see that? That is the Tapeats sandstone. That's 541 million years old, which means if you put your hand across the two different rock types, there's 1.2 billion years of missing time in the rock record. It's called the Great Unconformity. It's very famous worldwide. But if you cross the river, that same layer of sandstone, follow it over here, and there's all this other rock in between the two that is not on the left side. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Additionally, if you look at that right there, it's tipping at about 10 degrees this way. This is what is known as the Grand Canyon Supergroup. It is a very, very soft rock, about 1.2 billion years old to 900 million years old. And it's very soft, but it's only preserved where faulting has sort of dropped it down and protected it from the erosion. That black line right there, that's near the top of the dipping rocks, that is the Cardenas basalt. It is exactly 1 billion years old. Well, actually, it's about 1,000,000,007 years old, because 7 years ago I was told that it was 1 billion years old, so just to be exact here. Remember the name Cardenas? I'll be talking about that later. But at that point, life was sort of like algal mats and like corals in the ocean. By the time we get to the sandstone, that's the first flat-laying one. That's where you get the Cambrian explosion. You have trilobites. You have little like sea cockroaches walking around the bottom. There's an armor and arms race between life to evolve to see who can get the biggest, quickest. By the time you get to the Redwall limestone, which is this cliff former like right down here, that's the age of the amphibians. So that's when frogs and things evolved. And then by the time you get to the Coconino sandstone, which is this big cliff former third from the top, right over here, that's the age of the lizards and reptiles. And so you have life that is sort of distancing itself from water. Hard shell eggs have evolved to make it so you don't have to lay eggs into oceans or constrained rivers and that sort of thing. And then by the time you get up here, we have sharks and turtles and things that are quite common for oceans to this day. And if you ask about the dinosaurs, the sediment that contains the dinosaurs used to be here, but it eroded, and so I would say it's probably about 500-600 feet above us, or in Utah. And so in Utah, that is when you can see the dinosaur fossils. But yeah, so you have the crystalline basement, the Grand Canyon Supergroup, and then the Mesozoic stack of horizontally inclined rocks. And then far off in the distance, on the other side of the forest fire, there are volcanoes that have been erupting